Hi, my name is Jose Rivera. I am the CEO of CSIA. Welcome to this very special virtual event about the new CSIA Professional Development Program. It is called the CSIA Learning Hub. From its start in 1994, CSIA has focused on helping system integrators build better companies. Our best practices, our association certification program, our annual conference and workshops, our extended offering of virtual events and podcasts address topics related to the management of the system integration company. Over several years, CSIA has conducted special remote learning on project management and project cost estimation. The CSIA Learning Hub takes this to a new level, and it helps system integrators with the professional development of their teams, their most valuable resource. Over the past year, CSIA has worked to create this offering. We thank Eric Schaefer for leading the development phase and for all the CSIA members that contributed as SMEs and platform testers. At this point, I would like to introduce Danny Drapizza, Director of Digital Learning here at CSIA. With over 10 years of experience in learning and development, Danny is dedicated to creating professional development and training opportunities through innovative digital learning solutions. We're very fortunate to have her leading the Learning Hub into success. We welcome your questions. Please place them in the Q&A box. We will answer them at the end. This session is being recorded and will be available for future reference. Without any further ado, here is Danny.
Thanks, Jose. I really appreciate it. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen here. Alrighty, can everyone see my screen?
You're good.
Awesome, thanks. All right, well, hi everyone and welcome again. Thanks so much for joining us for CSIA's Learning Hub Demo Day. I'm Danny Drapizza, as Jose said, the Director of Digital Learning here at CSIA. And today I'm so excited to introduce a powerful new tool to help your teams grow, thrive, and stay competitive. To start, let's take a moment to reflect on CSIA's mission and vision, the foundation that guides CSIA's work. Mission. The mission of CSIA is to help system integrators build successful businesses and advance the impact system integrators have in the industry. The vision is that CSIA members will lead industries in the development of innovative, low-risk, safe, sustainable, and successful automation technology solutions to help their clients achieve operational excellence. With that in mind, CSIA has always been committed to high-impact learning through workshops, conferences, and webinars. We believe real growth happens when people are well-informed and actively engaged with the industry. By investing in learning, we're not just delivering information, we're building capable companies and helping professionals tackle today's challenges. And now we're excited to bring that mission to life in a new way. Introducing the CSIA Learning Hub, an online learning platform built by integrators for integrators. Love that video. So the CSIA Learning Hub is designed to provide CSIA members, regardless of size or budget, with access to affordable, high quality, and relevant professional development content. It offers you the opportunity to enhance your onboarding process and employee development programs. With flexible online and interactive training available anytime, anywhere, employees can learn at their own pace and at their own convenience. Rooted in the CSIA best practices and benchmarks, it turns the what into the how through interactive content and flexible access. Year after year, CSIA members have made it clear attracting, developing, and retaining talent is a critical part of the work. At the same time, you've told us the challenges are real, from limited time and tight budgets to juggling competing priorities. While the CSIA learning opportunities are great in fostering connections and offering industry insights, implementing ongoing training and professional development opportunities remains a hurdle for many companies. All right, that said, actually, I'm going to back up here. That said, question for the group. What's your biggest challenge in training your team right now? Is it budget, time, content quality, tracking progress, or engagement? And feel free to answer in the chat. Easiest way for us to see your responses. One more time, the question is, what's your biggest challenge in training your team right now? Budget, time, content quality, tracking progress, engagement, or is there even something else? Time, budget and time. Time and content. Oh, that's a good one. Content quality and tracking. Technical content, time. I'm seeing time as the most popular one here. Yeah, thanks for putting those in the chat. Really appreciate it. So it sounds like time is really one of the biggest concerns. So how do we close the gap? We listened not just to the challenges, but to what's missing. So exactly what you're saying in the chat now, time, budget, content quality. Heads up, you're going to be hearing that this is a program built by system integrators for system integrators a lot, but that is really what has led to the development of the Learning Hub. This is a program designed for system integration teams. That said, this program has been developed in collaboration with 13 system integrators and beta tested by 12 partner companies. The Learning Hub offers over 20 curated playlists, all designed to build essential skills for professionals at every stage of their careers. Whether your team members are just starting out or they're seasoned professionals seeking to deepen their expertise, CSIA provides a wide range of resources to support continuous skill development. The playlists in the Learning Hub cover everything from foundational concepts to advanced specialized topics, ensuring that learners at all levels can find content that meets their needs. It's fully online and available on demand, and a platform that allows participants to learn and grow at their own pace on their own schedule. Each organization receives a customized training site, enabling learning managers, so the heads of your training teams, to track progress, generate reports, and gain valuable insights into team performance. Training starts with CSIA's core content, the playlist that we've built out for your teams, but it can be tailored to align with your team's specific unique goals and requirements. You can think of it like Spotify, I always like to say this, but instead of browsing a massive content library, you get a personal DJ, the CSIA admin team, who understands your learning needs and creates the perfect playlist for you and your team. With 93% of organizations, and that's a Gallup stat, of organizations concerned about employee retention, the Learning Hub is designed to address a wide range of training needs for system integration teams. Whether it's onboarding new employees or helping experienced staff take on new roles, the platform offers flexible, structured learning opportunities that are designed to grow with your people. All right. All that said, let's take a deeper look at the Learning Hub with a behind-the-scenes tour. In our demo today, we'll focus on the learning manager experience. So think whoever's leading your team's onboarding experience or professional development, that's kind of the mindset that we'll be in today. But I challenge you to also see it through the eyes of a learner as well. Someone on your team who will be actually taking courses and looking at content to further their training or professional development. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up our Learning Hub. So let's imagine that I'm playing the role of Ann Smith, and I'm the learning manager for my company's team. Once logged on to the Learning Hub, I'm on the landing page for my team's Learning Hub homepage. Immediately, I notice curated CSIA playlists developed by CSIA SME teams. I also see recommendations for top rated learning content rated by CSIA members just like you. To access the admin dashboard, simply click on the Administration tab underneath the Home tab. From the admin dashboard, I can create my learner accounts, assign individual courses, and build custom playlists tailored for my team's needs. Additionally, I can create and assign learning initiatives, bundle courses that can be assigned all at once for a comprehensive learning experience. From here, all learning managers can also tailor their own dashboards. You can click Customize and manage widgets, add widgets that you don't see that you might want to add, and you can also remove anything that isn't applicable to your specific team. I'm not really interested in total time learning, so I can remove that and then save my changes. Now let's take a quick look at progress tracking. So the admin dashboard makes it easy to monitor your team's progress, including active users, launch counts, and total learning time and assignment statuses. If you want to add some healthy competition, you can also enable gamification with leaderboards and track your most popular content. So here I would be able to see a whole list of every learner on my team and also any popular content. For even deeper insights, you can head to the report section. So up here, I've got my navigation all at my fingertips, and I can head over to reports. Here you can run and download detailed data on learner activity, their transcripts, and progress on assigned learning initiatives. So let's say I built a specific learning initiative based on the CSIA playlist. Here I could run reports on completion rates, who still needs help, who still needs to get caught up with whatever has been assigned. All right, so now that we found our sea legs with the navigation, let's dive into the heart of the Learning Hub, the content. So what I'm going to do is navigate back to my homepage. And again, you can see the overview of the CSIA playlists. But to view them all in one place, you can click View All, and this gives you the full collection. To launch a playlist, you'll simply click on a playlist that interests you. For example, maybe I'm interested in project management. So here I can see the full project management playlist page. And once I'm ready to actually dive into a course, I can hit Launch Playlist. This launches the player view, and here you can read the course description. You can also, as users start taking the courses, you'll see the ratings go up, hopefully go up. And you'll also be able to scroll through all of the playlist content from the player view. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this course just to give you an overview of what that looks like. Most of the content in the Learning Hub is a mix of video-based training and e-learning courses. The e-learning modules often feature assessments at the end to help both the learner and the learning manager gauge comprehension of the topics covered. So you can see here, I've got a mix of video content, and as I work my way through the course, I move towards the test. And it looks like this test has been set at 70% completion or 70% to pass the test with marking completion of the course. You'll notice here that the course also has a transcript and resources page. Every course in the Learning Hub has a transcript. So if you're using AI modules and you want to break down to create additional learning supplements, this can be an easy way to do that. And also many of the courses come with supplemental resources such as glossaries, downloadable handouts, some even with discussion questions and high-level key points, a great resource for busy learning managers. Give you a quick look at what that assessment will look like. Let's see, for Scrum, I'm not sure, so I'm just going to go for it. Nope. And so you do see you get some detailed feedback when you are taking your assessments within the Learning Hub. Alrighty. Do you want to see a detailed, would you want to see a detailed list of all the courses in a playlist? All you need to do is return to the playlist homepage. So we're going to do that, and we were just looking at project management. You can click on the download arrow, and that will export a list of all of the courses in a specific playlist. This includes the course description and the course code. This can be really a really nice resource if you're building your own playlist. If you want to tailor, you have all of the playlists that have been curated by CSIA's SMEs, but you can add through the course code or the title to your own playlist if you want to mix and match. All right, so with our three-tiered learning model, awareness, developing, and practicing, teams can easily track progress and tailor their learning journeys. You can explore CSIA's curated playlist, or like I said, build your own and mix and match. Flexibility is built in to meet your team's unique needs. Now let's take a closer look at one of our most popular playlists, the safety playlist. This curated collection includes essential safety training such as OSHA compliance, fire safety, lockout tagout procedures, and safety audits. While developing this playlist, our lead SME, Eric Schaefer, said, and some of you might know him, consider this. With this playlist, you don't have to keep searching for and vetting courses. It could replace your annual safety training programs, but give you so many more training content options all under one platform umbrella. And with built-in progress tracking, learning managers won't have to chase down learner completions. You'll always know who's done and who needs to catch up. What if you're looking for content on something that you don't see, though? Something that's not in one of the curated playlists. For example, what if you're interested in training your team on the 5 whys? Well, what you can do is go to the full library. And let's see, I'm interested in the 5 whys. Aha, so I have 3 results that have populated. It looks like I've got one that looks good with Six Sigma. Ah, interesting. This is an entire playlist. So I've got an entire playlist, which would be a great resource for my team. I could then build a learning initiative with those same courses and assign it to my team as a whole. Not finding what you're looking for right off the bat? There are so many different ways that you can filter the library as a whole. You can filter by topic, you can filter by format, duration, setting a max. Maybe you only want bite-sized learning, micro learning. You could set a max for even 5 minutes. You can filter by language. So many different ways to customize your filtered searches for your team. All right. So one last thing about the content, we have created a Getting Started playlist to help you launch your Learning Hub journey with ease. So if I navigate back to my playlists, you can see on the homepage, I've got my CSIA Learning Hub Getting Started playlist. I can go ahead and launch that. And from the playlist page, you will see the Learning Hub video tutorial and the Learning Manager guide, which includes step-by-step instructions for key functions such as site management, user creation, and content assignment. All right, that just about wraps up our demo section, but feel free to drop your questions in the chat. We should have a good bit of time at the end for questions, and happy to circle back and address anything that might come to mind. So let's go ahead and move back into our presentation here. All right, so returning back to our deck, let's also revisit the why. Why does all this matter? So our thesis, system integration is fundamentally a people-driven business. And for the best results, your talent needs a clear and structured path. That said, in many system integration companies, there isn't a dedicated trainer. Maybe you don't have a dedicated learning manager. Instead, someone on the team leads, HR managers, or even business owners juggle multiple responsibilities, including onboarding employees, identifying growth opportunities, sourcing training, and managing performance. Like many people said at the beginning, their top challenge was time. This plays right into that. So we built the Learning Hub with all of that in mind. Our goal is to help you not have to sift through platforms, vet content anymore, or continuously start from scratch. Just relevant, scalable training when your team needs it. All right, so for those of you still with me, you might be wondering how the program actually works. Basically, CSIA admins from our team handle the team setup, build your custom company training site, and manage user access. Learning managers from your team assign courses, track learner progress, and provide ongoing support. Think of it as a tag team. CSIA sets the stage, building your training site and getting everything ready to roll. Then your learning managers jump in to guide the learners, cheer them on, and keep things moving. It's a partnership we hope makes your life a little easier. And speaking of partnerships, we want to take a moment to recognize the outstanding contribution of our subject matter experts and beta testing partners whose support made the Learning Hub possible. First, like Jose said, we want to extend our sincere thanks to Eric Schaefer, our lead SME whose knowledge and expertise are the bedrock of this program. We are so deeply grateful to the entire team of subject matter experts for their invaluable insights as well, time and dedication. This was a long research project, and we really appreciate all of your contributions. We would not be here without your expertise. Also, thank you to the companies that participated in beta testing the Learning Hub. Your feedback and support have played a crucial role in refining the platform and ensuring it meets the needs of the system integration community. Again, we would not be without your contributions today, so a big thank you from our teams. A little plug here, if you are interested in contributing to the continued growth and evolution of the Learning Hub, we are always looking for passionate system integrators who want to drive the industry forward. So feel free to reach out at the end of the event and connect with us. We'd be happy for you to join the team. Alrighty, so if you are convinced and ready to level up your team, it's easy to purchase a subscription. You'll go to the CSIA website, hover over the Education and Certification tab, and click on the CSIA Learning Hub. This will take you to the Learning Hub page where you can purchase your annual subscription for your team. So you can note here, we've got our purchase button. Note that 2025 licenses do expire at the end of the year, and they are renewed annually, typically in January. After purchasing your subscription, the CSIA admin team will begin setting up your company's custom Learning Hub site, which typically takes from 3 to 5 business days. Once complete, you'll receive a welcome email containing a link to your Learning Hub login portal. All right. Moving back to our presentation one more time. So if you're ready to level up, we are offering exclusive advanced access to all of our members here today who are joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day on a Wednesday to be with us. So we do want to let you know that we are actually officially live today, even though we're officially launching at the CSIA conference. But as a special thank you, we're announcing early access to all those who are attending the event today. But if you still want to explore the Learning Hub a little further before officially taking the leap, please feel free to come join us at San Diego. We will be at the CSIA conference. We'll have a booth with laptop stations and special demonstrations, take a deeper look into the content so that you can have an up-close look of what your team could build. Alrighty, so we have made it through the demo portion of this presentation. At this point, I'd love to open it up for questions. Anything on the platform, happy to circle back around to that. Big questions as a whole, anything that comes to mind.
Hi, Danny. This is Lisa. We're getting some questions in the little Q&A spot. One of them is, are you ready to be pop quizzed?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, awesome. Is it possible to download your content and upload it into our LMS?
That is a great question. So we are field testing that. It's not something that we have available today, but it is in our phased roadmap for the Learning Hub. Something to note is that what we're launching with is definitely not set in stone. The goal for this program is to be ever evolving, honestly, to continuously mirror the industry trends that we're seeing and the highest needs that we're seeing from our company teams. So if that is something that you are interested in, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll probably be keeping track of the top requests that we get for future enhancements to the Learning Hub.
Okay,
Great
and now
question.
we have the opposite question, which is, are we able to add our own content?
That is interesting. I don't know that I've been asked that one before. That is not something that we have done in the past, but it is something that we can explore. I totally get the idea of that, though. Wanting to have all of the content under one umbrella just makes for an easier experience. I think that is something that we could potentially do. The trick would be for having it available to your company only. That would kind of be the piece we would have to explore.
Yeah, I also kind of wonder about copyright. Like if somebody can
Right.
download content into their own LMS, have we lost the plot there? Lots to explore though, super exciting. Okay, next one is, sorry I arrived late. This is a student that's going to be getting a detention. But do you think the content would be of value to supplier partner staff, especially people like technical solutions consultants, to use the training to learn more of the world of what their SI clients do? So I think this question, if I could re-summarize it, is if somebody's a vendor and they want to train their staff to understand their clients, which are the system integrators, would there be value here to that for that? Hopefully I'm explaining that
No,
correctly.
that's great. Thank you so much, Lisa. So I would say yes. The system integration SMEs that we've been working with definitely thought about that. That's been touched on. And our goal is also to grow our partner content as the program grows as a whole. And so you'll see more and more offerings with that bend in mind. Thank you for bringing it up. That's a great point.
Sure. I also want to remind folks, if you have a question, we're happy to answer them. Please put them in the Q&A though, not the chat, because I can't keep track of both places. To be perfectly honest, if I have them all in the Q&A, it's easier for me to keep track. Okay, so the next one is, does the program cost vary depending on how many participants in my company we would have? So I think it's a licensing agreement or licensing question.
Yeah, great question. And actually, to share, I will pull up our CSIA page. Give me one
We
second
actually
here.
have a couple of questions around cost. What do
Perfect.
ongoing subscription costs look like past the end of 2025? And how does the subscription cost scale to larger teams?
Yeah, great question. So right now, the price is $900 for 4 active learners and 1 training coordinator or learning manager license bundle for 2025. We will be reevaluating that cost for a full annual year, but my guess is that cost is not going to go up substantially. Jose, correct me if I'm wrong. For now, this is our pricing scaling for larger teams. That 4 active users piece of it. 4 active users means any 4 active users in the system at a time. So if you've got one user that's gone through, they've completed all of the training that's required by their learning manager, your team's lead, you can then swap out that active learner for another team member for an active seat. All you have to do is notify us that one learner is becoming inactive so that we can make sure that all of the 4 seats are available on a rotating basis for your team. Great question.
Then there is another question. There is a lot of content on the hub, which is great. What is the long-term plan for updating and refreshing the content?
Yeah, great question. So right now we're looking at an every 2-month model of doing a deep dive into what's available. We already have a phase 2, 3, 4, and 5 planned out for additional content to be added. So you'll be able to see that content grow over time and be refined over time. Another thing to note is CSIA has developed 6 custom learning offerings, so 3 on-demand webinars and 3 e-learning courses. We hope to also grow that library as well.
Can I just say something? Okay, because there was this question regarding subscription and for larger companies, etc. So that we have here on the screen was what we started out with, which is like this package of 4 active learners plus 1 instructor. So we know that there are companies that have many more engineers that want to get trained on that, and then the approach will be on multiples of 5 licenses. So we will make that very clearly transparent and available. And yes, we will adjust this for next year. What we're offering now is basically half a year, and so we will adjust it for the full year, and all of that is taken into consideration. Let me also say one thing about the content. Okay, so like just like Danny explained, one part comes from our provider of the LMS, and they are constantly adding and updating material. And just like Danny said, there is stuff that or content that CSIA has commissioned, has procured and repurposed from our own stuff. This is great because this way we launch without having to wait for everything to be done. But at CSIA, we are constantly dealing with newer challenges and the need for new content. And so all of that we will have now a repository that we can leverage, as we move on through this platform. So very happy to have this available.
So there's another question. It says, is it possible to get a list of the technical topics that are available before committing to a subscription? Now, I would have a question to the question. When you say technical topics, describe what you mean by technical topics. Is it business skills, or is it more how to program something? Well,
While the person is putting the answer to the question, I will say this. Within our community, when we say technical, there are 2 broad categories. There is like the product technical, how do I program this PLC, SCADA, etc. That type of content is not going to be, for the most part, on this platform. But there is also this other category of technical, which is like, how do I manage a project properly? How do I do the finances associated to with the project properly? So for a lot of our members, this is still within the technical realm, or like system lifecycle development. That is technical without being product technical. And so what I will say is that we will have like this project management within our library. We already have it, and that is the part that is there. So precision on the question. And let me just say something without wanting to take anything away from the limelight from Danny. We are going to be at the conference. We are going to have a booth throughout the conference. It allows, and we have PCs there, and so anybody will be able to go through and what exactly is behind here, how does it work, let me test drive it. So like big encouragement to go and leverage time at the conference to stop by this booth.
There's
Oh, Jose, please steal the limelight. That is great.
Okay, another question we have is CSIA LMS developed with North American standards? Is there any localization content? For example, the regulations, standards, or else?
That is a question I do not know the answer to, so I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay, how about this one?
But okay, so let me say one thing. Okay, so this is probably applying to the area of safety, right? So this is like I agree, we will have to check into it. The initial focus is, North America or the US, but I will tell you that like 95% of the content is not dependent on the part of the world that you live in, right? So things like project management and all these different things that we go through at CSIA, it falls outside of like the regulations.
All right, so I think you addressed this kind of already, but let's go for it. For all the content available with the subscription, can we get a downloaded file of the course title, length, and descriptions?
Course title, length, and descriptions. Yes. Basically, in that feature that I showed you earlier from the learning manager's point of view, for every playlist that is curated by our CSIA SMEs, you can download the course, the description, and it also includes the duration.
Trying to answer it in like a broader sense. when you saw Danny doing the demo, she was saying, okay, so here's the playlist. This is what is recommended for this type of a position, etc. And then you had a manageable list. So remember the spreadsheet, it listed, I don't know, like 15 courses, and then you had what you're asking for. Then she went into like, well, if you still couldn't find what you wanted, you can go to the bigger library. And then, if I don't know if you were paying attention, but there are like 5,000 courses on this area. And this is, I personally think that these platforms adds a lot of value because we're not throwing you into like, unless you want to, this sea of all these different courses that you have to go through and evaluate. We're providing a curated list through the playlists, right? And so I mean, if you want what you're asking for, it's available, but again, like the value is like having had somebody like the SMEs, Eric Schaefer, and others go through it and say, like, from all of this, this is really what works for system integrators.
All right, so that's it on the question. Oh, sorry, should have been more clear in my question. Before committing to a subscription, oh, yes, you did already. Can we get a complete list of the 5,000 courses available?
Oh, I see. Before you commit to a subscription. So we will be having detailed breakdowns of the courses that are available, but I will say because we are committed to making sure that the content stays refreshed, those might not always be the most up-to-date, the latest version of what we're offering. So yes, we can provide you with like a general overview, but it might not include every single course in a playlist at a given time.
Yeah, again, I would still love to see a list of the topics that are CSIA created and are in the platform. Is that possible?
Yes, absolutely.
The final question, I'm going to cut it off. How would we go about requesting the list? And I guess in general, if somebody has a more specific question, maybe specific to their company or their particular concerns, what's the best way for them to get that addressed? Aside from coming to the conference and going to the demo, there may be people on this call who don't have the budget to get there, or their job title doesn't necessarily align with the conference. So maybe they have, specific questions. What's the best way for them to do that?
Yes, super great question. And let me pull up really quickly here. Da, da, da. So we actually have created a special email that you can reach out to us and the Learning Hub admin team. We are your contact for any questions like this, any resources that you might need to make that final leap. And so feel free to reach out to the email that I just dropped in the chat. Great question.
So that's all of the questions in this Q&A feature. Thanks everybody for following directions and using that Q&A feature. Super, super helpful for me or anybody who's trying to keep track of what's going on between the two. It says, I don't see that email. So it's learning@controlsys.org.
Let's try.
Learning@controlsys.org.
I want to make sure that
Are
you
you
can
saying you don't
Sharing
see...
the screen, I think that's the problem.
Oh. You can always connect with me too. I'm probably on everybody's email list, or Jose, or even info@controlsys.org if that's easier for you. So hopefully, okay, she's got it. All right, I'm gonna go dark now. Thanks everybody for your attending, and see you in San Diego.
Awesome. See you in San Diego. Thanks, guys.